Greetings and welcome to my 7.2 gear compendium, this time featuring all the gear that had been released with the new patch and especially the new Cruiserweight tier. Like always, each item is listed chronologically from the lowest to highest item level. But if you're interested in a former Glamour piece for its looks, check out my previous gear videos. Starting with the Underkeep gear on item level 725, which is featured in the new main scenario dungeon, the Underkeep. This gear is quite decent to get started, but worse than Savage or upgraded Tomestone gear from last patches. So if you still have some Lagan Tomestones of Heliometry available, make sure to spend these first for upgrading. However, Glamour is Glamour, right? And these have some very unique medieval meets sci-fi look to them. Next up we got the crafted battle sets that are called Ceremonial, which you can get for quite decent prices on the market board, especially as these are so heavily undercut already that the materials that are required for crafting them are often on the same price value or even more expensive. So definitely check out prices before you spend all your crafting efforts in making the set by yourself. However, like always, these item level 740 pieces are pentameltable, which means you can attach more material to them as you could with normal raid gear or Tomestone stuff. So if you want to max out your jobs, this is the way to go until you have access to higher item level pieces. On the same level, we can find the new Cruiser gear. That is received upon exchanging tokens from the new Cruiserweight 8 people raid. Even though they might not have clicked with you for the design aspect, I highly recommend farming them anyways, because they can compensate for some bad stats on ceremonial gear if you're not into pentamelting. Regardless, each boss will drop one token that you can exchange in Solution 9. But here remember that accessories require 1 token and chests, legs, etc. up to 4, so check consolegameswiki.com or other sources of your trust before collecting that currency blindly. And last but not least, make sure to leave the raid a weekly visit on the final boss at least, because this will drop a Cruiser Holo Saber from which you need 7 to get your Historia weapon. When it comes to extreme trials, fans of Final Fantasy IX will like this one, and this boss will also grant access to a new array of weapons called Queen's Knight, which offer item level 745, something in between the normal Tomestone of Mathematics, Historia weapons and ceremonial weapons. If you feel lacking gear for Savage, this is always a good way to get started, as X trial bosses are mostly easier than Savage encounters. The weapons are received either through direct loot from each successful victory or by collecting a bunch of totems from the boss. Alright, now stepping up to item level 750, we have the new Tomestone of Mathematics gear in the form of Historia armor pieces and weapons, as well as accessories. These tomestones can be received through all sorts of endgame content and duty roulettes, but in my opinion the fastest method are still A-rank trains. Just join the Clan Centurion Discord and check where the train is going next on your data center. Visually, these sets are awesome for Final Fantasy IX fans again. I mean, you can become Steiner or Vivi and even Zidane as Viper. Like always, those can also be upgraded with currency found in the new Savage raid of the Cruiserweight tier, but those materials are being unlocked for other forms of content with later patches, so keep that in mind as the 760 item level augmented version will form your jobs best in slot gear, at least together with the babyface champion gear also received in this patch. So coming to the babyface champions gear, which is the pinnacle of item level like I said, and you can receive it in this patch like always. You have to be lucky on weekly boss coffers. Or just stay patient and loot a couple of books that you can trade against upgrade materials or the babyface champion gear itself on this lady in Solution 9. Remember though that the amount of coffers you can receive will be reduced whenever another player in your party already cleared the boss for the week you're in. But in my experience, having a cleared all is better for your gearing process in the long run. Lastly, with all the cyber focused gear pieces, we also have some new Glamour additions in the form of sanctifying light weapons. Not only do those look awesome with a very nice particle effect added onto weapons that already look great in their original form, but those are a real deal in gil making. I literally sold all 19 weapons that I crafted for my showcase video with a solid 4 to 5 million gil profit, where the recipes are level 91, so you don't need good gear to craft them. And this is it. Personally, from the Glamour aspect, I'm not a big fan of this patch's gear, but that might all be reserved for the Dawntrail weapons, right? So let's keep hoping for the big content patch in summer and some open terrain relic hunting. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep loving Final Fantasy.